legs out and pin your legs to the ground. So at bare minimum, as soon as they go down, get your feet into the floor. So as I come in through here, don't let it pin. Don't let it pin. Get your feet down. Thank you. So at bare minimum, now I can push on his legs pretty much all I want, and he's going to be doing a little bit better. But the one part you don't want is, if I take your legs and I start stepping back, don't let your legs become straight. Let them become reinforced. So if I go here and I back up, I want the legs to become pinned. So now what we're going to do is we're going to just go into a flow drill. So I'm going to start taking his legs, moving them to one side, and I'm going to move to the side over here. So now the goal is keep your hands connected to his legs the whole time you move. So now I'm going to drop my knee, put my body into his, walk, 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 and come all the way back around to the center. The biggest mistake most people make when passing guard is they deal with the knees, and then as soon as the body begins to move, they let go. To pin the legs, we need to keep and maintain a contact until we have advanced to a new position beyond the knees, upper thigh, or even to the body to make a new connection. But too many people, they start to make their pass, and they'll go here, and they'll go here, and then they'll go. And then this knee literally just slides right in, which is why all white belts have sore ribs. It's the number one thing that all white belts complain about, is, man, oh, why? Well, this is why. When you're passing guard, okay, the number one concept of passing guard is to control the legs, get beyond, okay, so that once we're here, now if I start to let go, the odds of his legs now filling the same space I'm trying to get to. So all we're going to do, as I said, is come in, make our connection, pin his legs, get to the side, drop, put my shoulder into his body, and then walk. And then come back around, and then do it again. Okay. So did having to make the letter A over and over and over again when you were in like kindergarten, first grade, or whenever you started doing that stuff. For me, it was like 7th grade. But, those become the foundation. Like for some people, they just get it early. Others don't. So the concept that we're doing through here, one major one, you're making a connection and maintaining it throughout the whole drill. Okay? So I always ask, like, too many times you watch people, they'll grab a hold of something, they'll have a really great connection to somebody, and then literally they'll let it go. You're like, what'd you let go for? I don't know. You were controlling, fill in the blank. Why'd you let go? Well, I don't know. So that's the number one question you have to start asking is, once I control something, why am I letting it go? I only go by two measures. It's pretty easy. Are you in trouble? And is that the reason why you're in trouble? If that's the case, let go. Okay? Or does that grip, that hand, whatever it is, have something better to do than where it's at? If that's the case, start to advance. But if not, why let go? Keep it. Stay where you are. Okay? The other piece that whole drill works on is not only do we have the connection while we move, but we also have the concept of fall on, not off. Whenever your head and your hips start to go off onto the same side, most people tend to fall off. When your head and your hips are on opposite sides, so as we're moving, okay, my head's on one side, my hips on the other. As my hips go to their head, my head centers up. As my hips cross over, my head crosses over. So again, we're keeping this concept of always falling on our partner throughout the process of moving. Because the number one piece in most of our grappling is simply looking at where's our failure. In most cases, it's not your opponent. In most cases, it's you. And that's why the number one rule of self-defense is don't hurt yourself. Make smarter choices. Stop falling down when you're running from Jason. That's why he doesn't have to run. He walks because everybody falls or goes in the shed where they get trapped. Okay. But so that easy drill and the first half of it is a legit pass, of going through. I mean, in most cases. Now sometimes I have dived over the top, and I want to control his legs in the process. But again, there's a lot of concepts that come from just these little drills that people are like, well, I wouldn't pass like that. I mean, the first half I would have. I'll do it again. Okay? Even going around the world, that happens a lot less, but it does happen. But again, it's just that concept, so that when we're doing other things, we can keep and maintain that connection. So now what we're going to do is, we're going to play with just that simple little pass where he's holding on to my knees, and then starting to drop that shoulder to walk around. So this time when Jeremy makes his connection, he grabs the inside of my knees, okay, and he starts to pin me down. Now here, easy piece. If he is touching me, that means I get to touch him. That's why we always have to be very careful. You know, Hans is very keen when he always says, your grips are no grips, but be careful. Your grips become my grips. So be purposeful in your actions. Don't connect just to connect. Connect with purpose. Otherwise, you will connect without purpose. I will connect with purpose. Your grips will become my grips, and you have just broken the first rule. You just don't hurt yourself, because you're going to make a bad connection for no reason. So now through here, he starts to pin my legs to the ground. Maybe he starts to drop his shoulder and come around. So all I'm going to do now is punch his sleeve to my hips. Okay. So now, as he begins to make his walk, I'm going to make my connection through here. Now all I'm going to do is now follow and ride. Because I now have his sleeve. That sleeve wants to become his connection on the other side, especially if he's trying to pin me down. And all I have to do now is ride with him. That's another major concept in the game. That's why surfing has a very, very big relationship with jiu-jitsu. It's because ultimately speaking, how does smaller defeat bigger? It's not by fighting head on. It's by changing angles, riding the power of the person as they present it, and then using that to change how the interaction works. So he makes the connection. I don't know which side he's going to, so I need to start to play with him. Once he decides which direction he's going to go to, as he starts to come through, now I can switch. Now I'm going to turn my hips a little bit, and I'm going to start to connect. So that now as he walks here, I'm going to pull and punch. I'm taking his sleeve, and now this time as I come up, I'm punching his sleeve aside, so that, again, I'm making him fall off of my body, not on, and then all I have to do is ride with him, and then get up. Make sense? If I can get behind your elbow, it gives me a massive advantage. Okay? I'm not going to say, yes, technically speaking, I am now behind you if I'm behind your elbow, but what it gives you is, it gives you a massive advantage. You know, at that point in time, it's like you have to do one extra move to try to square up with me. And now I don't have to. Like, now I get to anticipate more reactions than anything else. And so something as simple as just grabbing onto her sleeve and punching, when she goes and finishes her pass, I'm now actually physically behind her elbow. So now, at that point in time, she becomes kind of stuck. Either she has to somehow get rid of my grip and get her elbow back across, or she has to watch out that she's given up a tactical advantage to me. So again, there's a couple easy concepts we can always look throughout the game. Okay? One is in general. Again, that's what we're always talking about. In general, we're talking the vast majority amount of the time, face your partner. Okay? Now we always said, don't let me get behind your elbow. So facing your partner, but being like this is no good. Face your partner. This is my cone of destruction. Okay? If you're in between this, you're in the most danger. Okay? If we're striking, if you're in this cone, this is where you're in danger. So if you don't want to be in danger, either back out of my cone, get to a distance that's safe, or change the angle and get to the outside. So same thing. If I was throwing a punch and I go here, where's the safest place to be? Is it on the inside of my punch or on the outside of my punch? It's on the outside, because otherwise I have another weapon over here. So you go to the outside. Where's that? Backside my elbow. So I don't care if we're striking or grappling. The rules are the same. Okay. Now the problem is, you're over here, I'm over here. Okay. If I leave you here, I'm in trouble. If you're throwing punches, you're knocking me out. Okay, so what's the next piece I have to do? I should be now somehow turning to get back. So there's always these little pieces, fall on, not off. That's the drill we just did, like around the world. Keep your connections. Okay, what good does it do me? I go, oh, I got Melissa. And so I go, now she just pulls herself to freedom. I mean, so there's a lot of these just very simple little things, just like, these pieces that you do when you're younger that now you don't even think about, but they were foundational pieces of how to write, things of that nature. They're concepts now you don't even put two thoughts to it. You just simply do them. But when we do these couple basic little fundamentals, the game starts to become easy. This is not, then you get to focus on the nuance of subtlety of pummeling and things of that nature. But if you don't understand the basic piece, then the rest of it's just kind of garbage. Who cares how fast your car is if you wipe out on every corner? Okay, that's part of the fundamentals of learning how to drive, so that you're not wiping out. Now you can then learn how to do other stuff. I mean, who cares about your turning signal? Like I said, if you're literally wiping out on the first corner, who cares about learning how to do windshield wipers and all that stuff if literally you don't even know how to start or stop? It becomes pieces that just become too much. Okay, so the simple concepts we've just been working on is fall on, not off. Keep connections. Okay, as long as it's beneficial, keep it and maintain it. If it gets you in trouble, let go. But if it's not getting you in trouble, ask yourself, why am I letting go? Watch a lot of people. I mean, literally, they'll have something great holding on to it, and then they'll make, like a triangle. They'll already be here holding on to their own ankle. And then they'll go, what's this? Is there a reason why we couldn't just stay here? Okay. Like, well, I got my triangle, yeah. But then what's this? I mean, yeah, your hand could have gone on to something else, but it didn't. It let go for no reason, and then literally did nothing. And it could have been helping you out. So I mean, these are just little things that, again, as you become more advanced, you just take it for granted. You kind of forgot these things, But in the beginning, some of those little pieces are going to be huge. In any version of jiu-jitsu that you choose to play, whatever pathway you start going down, it starts to become like, it's very difficult for me to really attack you if I can't even face you. Striking, grappling, guns, doesn't matter. If the weapon can't face me, fundamentally speaking, it's going to have a hard time actually doing its job. All right, so now, stupid pass, but it does work. And I call it stupid pass because when you get caught by it, that's how you feel. So I get a hold of his legs. I don't want him making a connection to me because remember, as Hans says, it's your grips or no grips. Guess what this is? That's a grip. Okay? You don't look at it that way because he doesn't have monkey toes, but he's making a connection that I don't want. Okay? So control his legs, get them off your body. Okay? So now through here, we're just going to make a little leapfrog in. Okay? Now here's the part again, replacing pressures. I'm going to let go, okay? But I need to replace my pressure. Put your knees. Okay? If I just go here, I leapfrog and let go. Okay, now you hit the impaler. Again, two things all white belts have. Sore ribs, okay, are usually guys getting hit in the nuts all the time. Why? Because, again, you're letting go of control before you've actually replaced, which is another concept of fundamentals, pin and replace. Control, I don't let go until I've achieved whatever the next thing is, which means usually then, if I'm controlling through here, I need to control the next piece. So again, as I'm coming through, back out, come forward. Right now, I'm sitting pigeon-toed. Okay, then literally just slide down. That slide through there is another massive piece of holding and maintaining balance. I'm not falling chest first. As we're here, my caboose goes forward so that my chest stays up. If I'm here and he starts bucking his hips, it's a similar piece. Hips go forward so that we can ride the position. Like I said, this is a stupid sweep. We call it the Prestige. Okay? The Prestige is, apparently, I guess that's the word at the end of a magic trick. And they go, ta-da! That's the Prestige. But ultimately speaking, yeah, it's a dumb one. It works predominantly, I find it works best in the gi because I get more control of the legs, although I have done it no gi. You know, and everybody's like, oh, that's a white belt move. Okay, tell the black belt I hit it on, so. You know.
I've hit it on a couple black belts that afterwards are like, are you fucking kidding me?
Usually the way it works. But also as a concept though, okay, as I start pinning legs and moving, the concept that this particular pass also uses is another piece. You learn how to do something from one position, and then you take those concepts and you start patting them to everything else. The way my hips start to control the other side of his knee. Okay? If you're kneeing me in the ass, then that means that leg's behind me. Okay? And also at the same time, if I can pin my pressure in by pinching my knees, things of that nature, limit his movement. Okay? Now again, ownership's on you. You gotta change your angles to somehow come get me in some other way. Okay? And that's the reason why when we do like our testing and everything else, the what ifs go out the window. Because the what ifs, you do something different, I do something different. He wants to reach for my leg, we respond differently. Okay? Because each time an opening occurs, we just advance our stuff. But realistically speaking, this is the one part, my printer cartridge in the other room only has 3 colors in black. Okay? But how many colors can it make? Okay? That's your jiu-jitsu game. How many colors do you need to be effective? Okay? The idea of going, I've got 15 fundamental colors, is too much. Okay? Try to remember all that crap. Okay? 3 colors makes almost every visible color you can see and all the ones that matter. Okay? Can we create a whole bunch of colors that you can't see? That, yeah. But three colors in that cartridge. Okay? Imagine if those are just fundamental ways of moving. Okay? You get a couple that all work together and you can pretty much now do most of the game. Just focusing on that. You don't need all of this fancy bullshit. The fancy bullshit is a combination of those 3 colors. When we break every single move down, it's going to fall into, like what do they say in science? Inclined planes, spirals, levers. I mean, there's only like 5 major ways in the science of creating motion. That's it. Everything is just a combination of that. When you look at almost everything else, it's just playing with spirals, inclined planes, levers, and the like. So once we start getting into our motion, and we just play with those concepts, and then mix and match, I only need 3 to 4, and you can create just about anything you want. But you have to understand those concepts very well. Okay, so now let's hit the Prestige a couple times. Do like I did a couple times, come in, get above the knees, and then pinch. Go like pigeon toed. And look at how he moves. People are like, oh, well, you know, this pass sucks, but guess what? When you do this stupid sweep where I'm standing, you decide to hook my legs and drop me down, guess how I stop you from sitting up? Exactly the same concept. And then we can enter into a leg pummeling series and things of that nature. But again, it's the same thing. Repetition of concepts throughout the game is the foundation of jiu-jitsu. It's not complicated. It's actually way simple. We overcomplicate it because we like to make things. Yeah, we concentrate on, oh man, I don't understand all 256 colors. You don't have to. How many shades of red do you need? Right. One of the classics is Jeremy Beck. You know, so through here, okay, we're gonna play his feet up a little bit, grab my ankles. Okay, this is classic. Okay, it's the old sweep through here. Okay, he's not blasting me with his feet, he's just putting pressure into my hips so that ultimately he can try to scramble and get up on top. So when I was trying to pass Jeremy's guard, how did I keep him from pulling his knees up? I just pinched my legs, okay? So through here, if I go down and I don't do anything and I fall, okay, Jeremy's gonna get up, okay? Jeremy's gonna get up.
Go, Jeremy, go. Go, Jeremy, you can do it.
pressure. It's on video.
I would not have been able to get up. Don't worry about it. I wouldn't have been able to get up.
So now he grabs on and he brings me down. And Jeremy's gonna get up.
You needed to
And
hold
Jeremy's gonna get up.
up. Come on, Jeremy.
And Jeremy's gonna get
Oh, you
up.
can't.
And Jeremy's gonna get up. I used to bait people to do this just like a heel hook though.
Oh.
Stop. Wait, go back and do that again. Yeah, I missed
Now
that.
again, it's a timing thing. When I fall, okay, if I pinch my knees, it narrows the gap that he's trying to sit up in. And ultimately then from there, it makes it very difficult for him to get up. He has to now deal with my legs, slowing him down, providing opportunity. Like I said, old school. I mean, these were simple ways of getting into leg creeps so you can go after heel hooks and the like. The game is way better than that, you know. But again, it's just a simple, this is the opposite side of the prestige pass, okay? Most people don't get caught by sweeps of this nature anymore. That's usually white belts who don't, you know, they're coming in and they get caught standing of this nature, okay? The more nuanced way is somebody grabs a hold of one leg, they're starting to dock you down, and then you get the funky step, and then you provide the second leg to grip, take you down. But again, it's one of the ways you can just, it's the same concept of slowing down, okay? And then again, when I did the prestige, how did I actually get past his legs? Okay, I went hip first to then ride down. That's also one of the solutions to how you get past this. The knees pinch because how do most people get up? He does a sit-up. He goes chest first, hip second. Okay? Why does your mount retention fail? Because you go chest first, hip second. When you go the other way, hip first, okay, and then the chest follows after, you're going to find more opportunity to slingshot past sweeps of this nature. Okay? So let's go with a partner. Let's now do the stupid grab both legs, push their hips down, and then try to sit up and get past their legs as quickly as you can. Do it a couple times and then partner. When they knock you down, just pinch your knees and see how it disrupts the process. All right, 1, 2.